Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, December 8th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. And Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation to pause in your day for just a moment, to sit and relax and stop all of the activity, to just breathe and center yourself in God who made you and loves you and calls you by name. Each time we come together, I offer some reflections on a passage of Scripture and use that as a focus for our meditation time. The text for today is Romans 14, 1-12. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of that, but Paul in his letter to the Romans is now moving into some talk about how to live together and how the strong and the weak in the faith should live together. And by strong, he means those who feel like they have more freedom. And by weak, though, he means those who are more restrictive in their view of things. And that may show some of his bias and judgment. But he is encouraging tolerance and gentleness with each other. So in this particular passage, I want to focus on verse 1. Welcome those who are weak in faith, but not for the purpose of quarreling over opinions. Sometimes they've been welcomed for the purpose of trying to convince them that they're wrong and to show those with whom we differ that they're wrong and we're right. What Paul is arguing here is that we welcome them and support them, and that we encourage one another, whether we are weak or strong. So if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a quiet room in your house, and if the room has a door, to close the door and to settle into a comfortable chair. Just relax in that chair for a moment. Allow your body to relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace and presence. And as you breathe out all of your worries and your fears and your anxieties and all the things that you're holding on to, all of the things that give you concern. Keep breathing deeply and slowly. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. As you continue to breathe, imagine that the peace and presence of God is growing in you. Perhaps imagine it like the water of a shower when it falls on your head and you begin to relax. The peace of God falls on your head and on your mind. And as it does so, your mind calms. And it falls on your face, and it relaxes the muscles in your face. It relaxes your jaw. It relaxes your forehead muscles. Imagine as that peace falls on your neck that you feel the muscles of your neck unwinding and the tensions floating away. And the peace and presence of God falls on your shoulders and your arms and your hands. And if your hands have been closed, they open up. The muscles in your arms and shoulders relax. As it falls on your back, all the burdens of the day slide off your back, and you're not weighed down. And the pains that are in your back are eased. As it falls on your chest, your breathing stays nice and deep and steady, and your heart rate slows to a calm and resting pace. As it falls on your stomach, any butterflies or churning that are lodged in your stomach are calmed. As it falls on your legs and your feet, the muscles in your legs and feet are renewed and refreshed. You are touched in all of the parts of your body by the peace and presence of God. And imagine in your mind's eye today a room of people around a table. They all have varying opinions, and there is some quarreling and differences and struggles. Someone speaks up and asks that we listen to one another, that we try to hear one another deeply. That we stop trying to persuade one another and change one another's thinking. That we tell the story of why we are where we are and how we are all accountable before God for ourselves. And God's judgment is the only judgment that matters. As you look around that table, and even more, as you look around the world today, around the society we live in, who is it that differs from you, that causes you to want to argue and persuade? There's a long list for me. The invitation of this text today is that we would hold them up before God and pray for them. Can you do that? I'll be quiet while you pray for some of those folks or groups of folks or challenging people that you know personally. And the time for our prayer comes to an end, so you can wrap that up in whatever way feels right for you. And as you do so, you can let that image fade away and bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Let's take a break, take a breath for Wednesday, December 8th. If you have feedback for me or you want to talk or pray, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.net.